Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to the channel to a brand new video. And यार आज के इस वीडियो में I'm gonna discuss how you can build your Jinwoo to make him as OP as possible and the best stats you should prioritize using his AP. And I will also talk about his free to play option for weapons and pay to win, or maybe if you get lucky option for weapons, and what weapons you should prioritize in general when summoning in the standard banner. Along with that, I'm also gonna give you a brief on which skills you should prioritize for Jinwoo. Along with that, what artifacts and accessories to focus on alongside that. So yeah, let's dive right into the video. And you can see I'm level 39 and this is my 4th day of the game, and it is a very fast progress as compared to, I believe, most of the people, because I just flamed through the stages like anything. So let's talk about the build. So first, if I go into my Jinwoo, and I'll show you the AP, how I have distributed it. For the most part, I focused on attack till it was at least 1000, and then I started focusing on precision, because precision increases your damage, minimum damage dealt to the enemies. So it is a very important stat that you should prioritize and get it to at least as close to 90% possible, if possible. And then the next stat that I am now focusing on is crit rate and crit damage, because I believe I am set on attack and set on precision for the most part. 5000 attack is not bad for a 39 level Jinwoo, so that is really good. And if I go into my overall stats, you can see I'm 94% on precision, 5500 on attack, and 7800 on HP, which is quite high. And for crit rate and crit damage, I'm 30% and 76% respectively. Not that good. Ideally I want to be at least 50% crit rate, so it crits every second turn, and most at the end game you should be at least 90% plus on crit rate and 200% on crit damage, but that is far in the future. Now talking about the weapons, I was lucky enough to pull 2 weapons and advancement for another weapon, the Enhancement, so that is really good. But the best weapons for Jinwoo in my opinion are not either of those. So the best weapon for Jinwoo is, I believe, to be this plume sword, because as I said, he needs crit rate, so this is the perfect weapon for him, which gives him the crit hit damage that he needs as well as the crit hit rate that he needs. So this is one of the weapons that you should definitely go for if possible, जब आप reroll करो या फिर आप in general अपने standard banner पे rate up पे लगाओ, तो this one should always be there until you get it. Now coming to the second best weapon in SSR category, I believe it is not going to be this long sword as everyone says. It is going to be this Thetis Grimoire. Now one of the only reasons that this is one of the best is because it has water elemental damage. Now this comes into play when you go against Cerberus to farm the artifacts. So this is very important weapon for Jinwoo, because element plays a very important role in order to defeat the boss. And just because I don't have a water type damage dealing character like, for example, Jinwoo, or let's say the Jinwoo weapon threat is Grimoire, I am facing some difficulties to climb the higher stages, even though my power level is up to par, because Cerberus is just that annoying and difficult. Now Jinwoo cannot himself participate in the Cerberus raid. You need a water character, because Jinwoo is not playable there, but still having this weapon also gives you an advantage when going up against later on in the game, when the tower will be unlocked and all the monsters most probably will be fire type. So there it will play a very important role. Now coming to the next weapon, it is obviously going to be this longsword, Demon King's longsword. Now this is a really good lightning attack also is there, even though it's a wind type weapon. So, and you can see all the effects. It grants a shield up to 10% of user's HP, which is nice, immobilizes the target and increases the user's attack by 8%, creates a lightning that deals damage equal to 100% of the user's attack in nearby areas every second for 10 seconds. Now this is broken. If not broken, then what it is? Tell me. Okay. Now just FYI, you need Jinwoo to push in the Cerberus artifact raid. So a guide will be coming on that later. So yes, now one of the weapons which played a crucial role in order to defeat Igris for me was definitely this Huntsman, which is a light type damage dealing weapon. Now this also played an important role, because as we know, all the enemies there is a dark type, so they have an affinity, or let's say higher damage taken with light type weapon and characters, so it also played an important role. Okay, so coming to his weapons, in terms of SR weapons, you can focus on some of the weapons like this. Kasaka's Venom Fang is one of the good weapons which you get for free when you start the game. Now you will also get a lot of its copies when you summon, so it will also improve it. Like I already have 4 of its copy. Are you kidding me? Which is also great. Now if I get the last one, it will also give a better boost, and I guess it will almost be equal to an SSR weapon. Now one thing I want to point out is that when you see a SSR weapon, it has 2000 precision by itself. Like I think it needs the first advancement in order to get the 2000 precision, and when we compare it with an SR weapon, you need all 5 of its copies to get the 2000 precision mark. Like you can see, the precision rises to 2000 when you give him another advancement, so that is something you need to take care of. And one more, one of the best weapon for him is going to be West Wind. Even if you have less copies of it, you'll get eventually more copies of the weapon, but it is also a good one because if you can see the effect, if there are no targets within 5-meter range, increases the user damage by 75%. That is a lot. Now if you go into the sniper and from a range you attack the enemy, it will be a huge damage to the enemy, right? Baruka's dagger is also a nice weapon. It increases the back attack damage by 30%. Now when you do evasion, like evasion, it will give him nimbleness, which is a very famous ability of Sung Jinwoo, and it will increase the user's back attack by 30%, which is a lot. Now Night Killer is also a good weapon. I have 1 copy here. So with 1 copy, it will give him telekinesis used to inflict decay, which every 5 hits will give an explosion, so that is also nice. So it is also a very good weapon. It increases the user's defense penetration by 2.4%, stacking up to 10 times, which will be 24% for 20 seconds, which is also really good. So these are some of the SR weapons you can focus, but eventually if you have all of the advancements for the weapon, they will be almost as strong, if not stronger than an SSR weapon. In some cases, they might even outshine a non-advanced SSR weapon. Let's say for example here, Vulcan's Rage. If you look at the Vulcan's Rage, there are a lot of effects and abilities here, but I don't think it will compare to a fully advanced SR weapon. Like you can see just the array of abilities that are being added just for the advancements. Every advancements bring a upgrade. So similarly, with a 1-star or even a non-advanced SR weapon, even the R weapons will play a very crucial role and will make your Sung Jinwoo really strong when going against element type bosses. Now I have not done this, but you can do it if you don't have an SSR weapon. Now let's say you want to attack Cerberus, so what you can do, you can get easily many copies of R weapons. You can advance them up to 10 stars, 5 stars here, and then more 5 star to get 10% increase of HP, attack and defense, like I have done for my hunters. And you can see all the effects you get. Increased damage dealt to boss monsters by lizard peers by 40%, decreases the cooldown of lizard peers by 10%, lizard protection activates every 2 seconds, increases water damage by 6%, when the user uses lizard peers has a 80% chance to reset its cooldown. So that is huge, right? And lizard peers is increases the damage of lizard peers by 0.3%, stacking up to 999 times, duration infinite. So as long as the battle ensues, this weapon will keep on getting stronger, and similar is the case for all the weapons. This was just an example. All the weapons will become way more stronger when you advance them to the max. Like let me give you an example with a hunter's weapon in comparison to the Sung Jinwoo's weapon, because I haven't advanced the Sung Jinwoo's weapon, but instead I have advanced the R weapon for the hunters. So increase the weapon user's power gauge acquisition rate by 24%, increase the user's attack, defense and HP by 10%. Now there are no skills here, so that is the difference between Sung Jinwoo's weapon. Like they have skills attached to it, and every star gives a better improvement, and same for the hunter's case, they don't get much. They just get the basic stat boost. Like this was natively 2%, and with all the advancement it became 12 and gives the user attack, defense and HP by 10%. So that's about it for the hunter. But for Sung Jinwoo, he will get even more stronger with this. Like if I can see, I guess I can see here the max of it, right? I think I can see it in the codex. If I go into the codex and then I go into the weapons and I go to Jinwoo and go to an R weapon, let's say the weapon that I was seeing was Lizard's Glaive. Now if I see the max of it, you can see, I guess it will show us increases the user's attack and defense and HP by 2% for each star, so until the 5 stars, so that is 10% of more attack and HP and defense for your hunter Jinwoo. So he will be way more stronger with an R weapon than with an SR weapon if you don't have an SSR weapon. So that is what I was trying to say. I have already touched on the precision, crit hit rate and attack part. Now let's move on to the artifacts. So the artifact set that you want to go is going to be the hard leather gloves. So it will give him 8% crit hit rate and 32% crit hit damage. Now keep in mind, this set effect is not reflected when you check out the stats from the main page. Like if you go to Jinwoo and see here, these stats are not added here. Like I have tested it out, but for some strange reason these stats are not added and reflected there, so you should keep in mind. Now I have equipped this Black Lion's body armor and helmet just because I didn't get the 45 or 50 level artifact for the same. As soon as I get it, I will unequip these and give him the crit hit rate and crit hit damage, because that is very important. And the roles that you should in general be going for him, I guess you can not see here, right? Okay, for hunters you can see what stats they require here, but for Jinwoo I will suggest you go for damage increase, go for attack percent, go for crit hit rate, and I believe you should also go for defense penetration. I don't think I have any here in this set itself, so yeah. And for this accessories, I guess you can go for something like the skeleton necklace, because it gives when the user has 50% HP or less, the damage dealt increase by 15%. And with the 4-piece set, the condition changes to 70% HP when the user has less than 70%, and damage dealt increase effect by 30% to 30%, which is a lot. So yeah, and again crit hit damage and crit hit rate is the priority stat that you should go for, or additional attack or attack percent. Now I just unlocked the accessories last day, I mean yesterday, so that is the reason why I have not so good accessories and equipments as of now, but eventually I will make them better. Now enhancements, you should most probably not enhance the weapons that you are going to unequip later, just for the reason when you unequip them it will cost you gold, and this system needs to be changed. I think this needs to be divided by 10. Like this artifact should take only 550 if I want to unequip it, or even no gold at all required, because this system is crap in my opinion, so they should definitely fix it. So there you go, I guess I have covered all of the points. Now skills. Okay, coming to skills, you should focus on the runes that you have the epic runes for. For example, I was very lucky to get the Commander's Touch epic rune, so it gave me a huge boost for in terms of the damage that he's gonna deal with his Commander's Touch, and level went up by 2 for the epic rune, right? And when coming to the skill, you should always go for a break skill, so that is one of the best. I couldn't get a rune yet, but I'm trying my best to get one, because that will increase his damage by a lot. So having a rune makes a huge difference. Now in terms of level, you should always focus on maxing out the level as far as you can go. For example, here I am lacking this skill scroll 2 for the reason why I have level 4 skills, all of the Jinwoo level at 4, the ones that I'm using at least. And do not level up the skills that you are not going to use. I guess in the starting of the game when you don't have these skills, you must have leveled up just to get the damage to the point, but now don't upgrade the skills that you are not going to use. So yeah, I guess I touched upon all the points that were required for you to go about maxing out your Jinwoo, even the R weapon and SR weapons, and how you should build him in general. So yeah, with that, I hope this video helps a lot, and if you enjoyed the content or found it informative, do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll be posting more solo leveling contents. We are not even done yet. Next is going to be hunter's guide, like how you should build your hunter, and I will go into deep dive and explain you the kits of all the 4 SSR hunters I have at the very least. And I am also planning on starting a series where I will only clear all the content I will clear only using SR characters and SR weapons, or maybe R weapons. So yeah, with that, let's end this video here. See you in the next one. Until then, peace out, take care, arise.